Muslims, you can see that some are satisfied with just memorizing the Quran. Some only know few verses of the Quran. But you will see here that bulk of the presentation, scientific discoveries are done by the people who are not even Muslim. I want to share with you that it is so important, as a Muslim we should know about it. Even scientists now saying there are some places in the Quran which are yet to be discovered. Those things has not been discovered yet, so we cannot comment on those Quranic verses. So we have 3 Quran, one is English, Spanish and French. We distribute worldwide. We have some copies outside, you can check it out. I'd like to share with you. This picture shows that 1609, Galileo, as you know, he was Italian scientist. He discovered telescope. And with that telescope, he saw that the earth is going around the sun. And he published that information and declared it. But the church people, they violently turned against him. He said, no, this is not true. They still believe, the church people still believe that the sun is going around the earth. And he was jailed, and he died in the jail. And his publication was completely banned. So you can see such a beautiful discovery was done. And that's how Quran is so important to know, because it has so many scientific information. It is a book of science. It has many Quranic verses, over 6,000 verses in the Quran. Out of that, more than 1,000 deal with science. That means 20% of the whole Quran has to do with science. Because it is valid today, it was valid when it was revealed, and it will be valid till the last day of this world. It is a challenge to the mankind, because as you know, as you are progressing scientific development, more things are clear to our from Quran, which was not clear before. So it is important to understand the scientific aspects of the Quran. This gentleman, Maurice Bucaille, he's a French medical doctor. And he used to live in Saudi Arabia during King Faisal's time. And he wrote a book, Bible, the Quran and Science. His mission was to find mistakes in the Quran. Is there any mistake? Is there any scientific mistakes even? And he could not find. At the end, he said there is not a single error in the Quran. He found many mistakes in other holy books, but not in the Quran. This gentleman, Professor Keith Moore, he is at the University of Toronto. He is still there. His research area is embryology, how a child grows in the womb of his mother. How these different cells multiply. That is his research area. And he said, I found everything from Quran. And he wrote a book, it's called Developing Human. This book has been translated into 8 languages. This book is used in medical school around the world. In that book, he has concluded that whatever I discovered from the Quran, which was revealed 1400 years back, in the middle of a desert, to a person who could not read, who could not write, could not have come from any other source except the Creator. It is not possible someone sitting in a desert to write down those scientific mysteries which we discover today. It has to be from the Quran. This gentleman, Professor Tejasen, here at Chiang University, Thailand, Bangkok, is still there. His research area is pain receptors, how pain happens. As you know, on our skin, that is our skin, it has pain receptors. That's how you can feel pain. So if your skin is removed from your body, you will not feel any pain. Allah described in the Quran that the people of the hellfire will be punished more and more severe, more painful, by changing their skin. And this gentleman, when he found this Quranic verse, Nisa, verse number 56, about the taste of punishment, Yazukul Azab, how the people of the hellfire will be punished again and again by removing their skin with replacement of another layer of skin. That description is scientifically so accurate that one verse of this Quran was sufficient for these scientists to accept the truth and become Muslim. We have been reading this verse for the last 15 years, 1500 years. We could not figure out. We don't even know what Allah is saying. But this scientist, he knows exactly his field, and it was sufficient for him to accept the truth and become Muslim. So there are many verses in the Quran which non-Muslims discovered and accept the truth and become Muslims. This is about astronomy. There are many, many verses in the Quran about astronomy. This verse, Az-Zumar, verse number 5, Allah mentioned about Kawara. Kawara means something overlaps from day to night, night into days. It does not happen suddenly. We do not have sudden sunrise or sudden sunset. It happens gradually, sunrise, gradually sunsets. That's what Allah is mentioning about it in this Quranic verse. Similarly, about the shape of the earth, An-Naziyat, verse number 30. Allah mentioned about the shape of the earth. As you know, earth is not circular. It is flattened on both poles. It is little pressed. The particular word is called dahaha. Dahaha means something whose shape is not circular, geospherical. It's flattened on both poles. That's what Allah is describing in this verse about the shape of the earth. And there are many, many instances about astronomy. I'm just giving few examples. This is our sun, this is our earth. Earth spins on its own axis, and it goes around the sun. It moves 24 hours, day and night. And it goes around the sun like that. It goes around the sun with 365 days. And the speed is 67,000 miles per hour. How about that? We're sitting in this masjid which is moving at 67,000 miles per hour. So if you have an expensive car, you drive 100 miles an hour without getting a ticket, you think you are doing great. Allah is moving the whole earth at 67,000. He's not stopping for gas. He's not asking you to pay his bills. He's doing it for the benefit of mankind. We try to appreciate so many things are happening, evolving. My life cycle goes on and on. So many things we guarantee, to take it for granted. Allah is making sure it is working. We fail to appreciate. This is a cave story. As you know, that 6 or 7 people were taking shelter in a cave, and they slept for 365 days. Allah mentioned about it. Surah Kahf, verse number 25. That they slept for 300 years. And then they wake up. Allah also mentioned about adding 9. You know why 9 is there? Because if you take solar year, it is 365 days. But if you take lunar year, it is 11 days short. Every year is 11 days short. That's why you can see the Ramzan is coming earlier, 11 days every year. 354 days. So the difference is about 11 days. And that's what Allah mentioned, adding 9, 309 years, not 300 years. It depends on what calendar you use to calculate. So these are scientific information. 1500 years back, people did not know what is going on here. Why 9 miles? Allah mentioned about it, 9 years. Now we know. This is our solar system. Each of the planet is moving around the earth. And light travels with a speed. It takes 3 hours to cross our solar system. It takes 3 hours. Each of the planet moves on its own axis, like Earth, Mars, Jupiter, everyone. One of them is very unique. You can see that Venus moves in the opposite direction of the Earth. As you know, before the day of judgment, sun will rise from the west. It will reverse its rotation. Allah kept this example about Jupiter so people can understand that he can do anything he wants. He doesn't have to prove anything. This is a very popular picture. Apollo 11, 1969. Astronauts landed on the moon. That's how they are looking at the Earth, standing on the moon. The distance is 250,000 miles. What Galileo said is correct, as you can see. It is circular. It is not reverse. The Earth, the moon is moving around the Earth and Sun. Now, this distance is 250,000 miles. We can see the moon. We can see the moon cycle, months, years. But if you travel far away from the Earth, like this circle, as you can see, the dot, that is the Earth. If you travel 4 billion miles, you cannot even find the Earth. It is so tiny, you cannot even see it. And also there are some meteoroids. There are little pieces in the space. Once in a while, if someone comes down, it can be pulled by the gravity of the Earth, and it will impact on the Earth. That's what happened in 2013. One small piece came within the gravity of the Earth, and it is pulled by the gravity with a speed of 20 times the speed of sound. And it hit the Earth in Siberia, Russia. And scientists estimate that the total force with which it impacted on the Earth, it is like equivalent to 30 nuclear bombs. If you explode 30 nuclear bombs, whatever energy it will generate, with that kind of energy, it impacted on the Earth. And as scientists measured it, picked it up, measured it, it is about between 4 to 5 inches in size. That is the size. So if a 5-inch meteoroid can impact so massively on the Earth, what will happen if the size is bigger? That is one of the theories that the dinosaurs were killed by the asteroids. You can see their bones in the museum, but you cannot find them. That is one of the theories, that the dinosaurs were killed by the asteroids. So if the size is little bigger, scientists estimate that the size is, say, 150 miles in diameter, not 5 inches, and it survives through the atmosphere and hit the Earth. What will happen? This will happen. This piece is coming to the Earth, like say it hit Pacific Ocean. It will impact so massively, the whole Earth will be destroyed in a matter of seconds. It can happen anytime. All the continents are gone. All the cities, countries, everything is gone. Nothing can stop it. Allah is saving us from those destruction. And it will be burning forever. As you can see, it is coming back and burning. So just to get an idea, how big is the universe? How long is 1 billion light years? If you travel around the Earth, you travel 25,000 miles. If the light travels around the Earth, it will travel 8 times in 1 second. Just like that. It already traveled 8 times. Because the speed of light is very high. It is 186,000 miles per second. So what is the speed in 1 minute? Distance. This is the hour, day, month, year. If the light keeps on traveling continuously for 1 year, this is the distance it will travel. Who can count those numbers? How about I give you easy one? How about the easiest one? When NASA find any object, they say it is so many billion light years away from the Earth. See, this space is so vast. And we don't even know the end of the boundary. This is about black hole. As you know, Einstein first predicted about 100 years back. In those days, there was no computer. So he predicted there is some big mass sitting somewhere, which is balancing his equation. He could not prove it. It was a theory, it was a phenomenon. But as you know, in the year 2019, it happened. How it happened? It took 2 years for 200 best scientists in the world with 8 telescopes strategically placed in 8 locations, one of them in Argentina. They were able to capture the radioactive waves of those black holes and combine those data and came up with the size of the black hole. That is the shape of the black hole. It is not actual black hole, it is the shape of the black hole. Because actual black hole you cannot see. It is dark. Everything is moving with the speed of light. So scientists were able to create the size, image of that black hole. That's how it looks like. Now, if the black hole, this is just one black hole. How big it is? This is the Earth, 8,000 miles in diameter. This is the Sun, 800,000 miles in diameter. And the size of this black hole is 25 billion miles, its size. Like 3 million Earths. We have only one Earth. If you collect 3 million Earths, collect them together, that is the shape of this black hole. And how far it is? Where it is? The distance is 30 million trillion miles away from the Earth. So you can keep counting zeros, spend your whole life, you will not be able to find its size. So this is just one black hole. How about there are bigger black holes waiting outside? We have no technology. Our technology fails here. We cannot find it. We cannot even see them. We have more powerful telescopes to even see it, to even find it. So Allah mentioned in the Quran about the vastness of the universe. It is beyond human imagination. This is about physics. There are references of physics in the Quran. This gentleman first predicted about atom. As you know, atom has nuclear, proton, neutrons, which is moving continuously around the atom. Allah mentioned about it in the Quran, Sabah, verse number 3, that He knows what is even inside the atom. What is even inside the atom? If you break it, the atom, like recently IBM discovered, and they were able to find what is inside the atom. So they are trying to find energy and how to store more things, like AI development happening right now. How can you save more things inside the atom, atomic level? Allah mentioned about it. He knows everything, what is even inside the atom. Nothing is unknown to Him. This is about geography. This gentleman first predicted water cycle. Water continuously moves. It is not in one place. As you can see, water rises from the oceans, rivers and oceans, and then forms cloud, cools down, and come down on the earth as rain. So this phenomenon is happening continuously. Continuously is changing places. Allah mentioned about it in the Quran, many places. This is Zumar 21. Allah mentioned about the rain. It has to do with the crops of different colors. All the crops you see has different colors. It has to do with the rain. Rain is responsible. In fact, in the Quran, there are 60 to 70 places Allah mentioned about this rain. Now we sometimes wonder why Allah is saying the same thing again and again. It is the scientists, what they are saying, that anywhere Allah mentioned about this rain, like this place, about the colors of the products, there is a new discovery, there is a new hidden information about the rain. Why Allah is mentioning here, why in this verse, why in this verse. All these places Allah mentioned about the rain has to do with some discovery. And scientists discovered many places about this. So it is very important to know about the rain. This is about geology. We have mountains, as you can see. Allah mentioned about Naba, verse number 6 and 7. The mountains hold the earth's surface like a peg, like that, so that the earth's surface doesn't shake. That is one of the reasons. This gentleman, he was a scientific advisor to President Carter. He wrote the book by Earth, and he described the importance of the mountains, and he added many Quranic verses and discovered many things, and he wrote in that book. And there are many verses in the Quran about the mountains. Not only that, now scientists say, wherever we have mountains on the top, like we have Everest, we have other mountains, everywhere there is a mountain, the crust of the earth goes deeper into the earth's surface, as deep as 9 times, to hold the earth's surface in their places. So the mountain has a big role to preserve the earth's identity. This is about oceanography. There are 2 kinds of waters. One is salt water and sweet water. Many parts of the world. Allah mentioned this thing in Ar-Rahman, verse number 19 and 20. They maintain barriers. These 2 water will not join together. Both are water. They can maintain their wall for hundreds of miles, and they will not join together. This is another place. This gentleman, William Hay, he is the Dean of Marine Science, University of Colorado, Denver. He took those Quranic verses and researched it. Why Allah is saying here, why Allah is saying here. And he discovered many things. Why these 2 water are not joining together? What makes them to join together? And his bottom line is that if the salt density of these 2 water is very, very small, up to 1,000th part of an inch, only then and then only they will break their barriers and join together. Until then they will maintain their barriers and will not mix. Just to give an example, that is Mediterranean Sea on the top, and at the bottom we have Atlantic Ocean. Now water flows from one side to the other side. This is called Strait of Gibraltar. Gibraltar is Spain on this side, on the top, the bottom is Morocco. So when the water flows from one side to the other side, they don't mix together because their salt density is different. They maintain their wall for hundreds of miles like this. As you can see on the top, it was more saltish water. At the bottom was less saltish. So they maintained their barriers hundreds of miles without joining together. Similarly, Allah mentioned about the darkness. If you go deep into the water, we are close to a Pacific Ocean here, right? California is the coast of Pacific Ocean. So if you go deep into the water, you will find that the darkness gradually increases. That's what Allah is mentioning in this verse, Nisa, verse number 40. Layered darkness. The darkness forms gradually. And they maintain their darkness. Just to give an idea, the light has 7 colors. The red, yellow, orange, green, blue, indigo, violet. These are the 7 types of colors a light has. So if the light falls on the water, some will be reflected, and the rest of the light will go into the water. But each light, see, Allah is saying here, very interesting, a recent discovery, that the red light, just to give an example, red light goes up to 25 meters, which is roughly, say, 80 feet. So if you go skydive into the water in the Pacific Ocean, and you go 80 feet, and go a little lower, then you will see if you have a cut, and you are bleeding red blood, but you will not be able to see your red blood, because there is no red light over there. See, every light stops up to a certain depth. The orange, yellow, everyone has up to a certain depth and stops. And after about 1,000 meters, complete darkness. There is no light. That's what Allah is describing in this Quranic verse. See, Allah, how mankind did not even know about this layered darkness. It is recent discovery. The light actually stops. It doesn't go deeper into next layer. It stops up to a certain depth and move on. So there are many, many places scientists are discovering new things based on what Allah is saying in the Quranic verse. This is about biology. Every living thing is made with 80% water. We are moving, right? Our body has 80% water. That is one of the reasons when NASA sends any probe to any planet, one of the mission is find water. If there is water, there is a possibility of living things. So that's why I say to the kids, drink a lot of water, not Coca-Cola. It will make you healthy. That's what a smart thing is, camel. You see the camel? It can walk in the desert for 1 month without drinking water. But when it drinks water, it drinks 50 to 60 gallons of water at a time. Can you drink a gallon? Camel can. So water is vital for our survival. Many times you feel sick because you don't have enough water in your system. So before you go to the doctor, check yourself. And there are many, many examples. Water from every living things. Ambiya. So there are many, many places Allah mentioned about it, water. This is our botany, everything made in pairs. Taha, verse number 53. Everything you see, all the fruits, vegetation, everything are made in pairs. They join together and make the product. You can see Allah mentioned about so many places. That's how we have genetic engineering. You can make a better product. Better things which can benefit you. Good example, probably you have heard about a company called Monsanto. Have you heard about Monsanto? It developed a rice. It is bigger in size, like this. It can grow in desert. It can grow where there is no water. It can grow where there is no insect to kill the bugs by insecticide. And it's such a beautiful thing, it's holding back. India wants to produce that rice. Monsanto says you have to give the price. You cannot multiply it. You have to buy the seed every year from us. They are fighting in the United Nations. But the point is, Allah put those genetic information into the product. It is possible to make a better one. Good example of Florida makes most of the oranges, right? In America. 50, 60 years back, if the weather is bad, if the weather is very cold, then you have a frost bite and the oranges are destroyed. Not anymore. Now we have oranges which can grow even in the cold weather. So it is only possible because Allah put those information into the system. So you can make a better product. This is our zoology. Bees. It has bees, as you can see. This gentleman, Vaughan, he did research on the behavior and communication of bees, how the bees communicate with each other, how 100,000 bees stay together, they collect honey and they build their nest. How they do that? And he did research on this communication and behavior of the bees, and he used many Quranic verses which Allah mentioned about it. We have been reading these verses for a generation, for 1500 years. We could not figure out. We don't even know what Allah is saying. And he was smart enough to discover many things from using those information in the Quran. And he got Nobel Prize, 1973. Same Quran, it is not different Quran. We read the same Quran, we kiss it, put in the shelf. We never realize how Allah is saying, what Allah is saying in the Quran. And there are many references about the bees in the Quran. They have a male, female, queen, distribution of work, all these things. Just to give an example, every colony has one queen. You cannot have two queens, just one queen. And they have workers, 10 to 50,000 workers. They're all female. And there are male, only few of them, 100 to 500. And they have a simple job. They mate and die. Once they mate, they will die. That's why all the dead bees you can see on the ground are male bees. You should be thankful that you are not bees. So you can see how Allah distributed their work so it can benefit mankind. And that honey has a lot of good qualities. We don't have time to talk about it, to benefit mankind. This is about the ants. They continuously run. Recently, scientists found out that the ants do not sleep. Closest to human on the earth are the ants. Closest, not exact. Only difference is, we sleep 8 hours, they don't sleep. They continuously run and work. Allah mentioned about their good qualities in the many verses. This is one of them. And there are many, many good qualities. One of them is they bury their dead body, like we do. They have a sophisticated system of division of labor, manager, supervisor, foreman, worker, like we have in a plant. So disciplined. And they meet once in a while and chat. They have advanced method of communication among themselves. They hold regular markets to exchange goods. So beautiful. That was the habit of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Whenever he used to receive any gift, he used to give it away to his companions. Every companion used to think that the Prophet loved me most. Some of the companions could not sleep at night. They used to come in the middle of the night. After Isha Salat, they went home and they used to knock his door. That, Ya Rasulullah, I cannot sleep anymore. I have to see you right now. I cannot wait till Fajr to see you. I want to see you right now. So much attached they were. We are so much detached. We are so much divided, fighting each other continuously, so many places among ourselves. We have to learn a lot of things, even from the ants. And in winter, they have a low activity, they keep inside. This is about embryology. It's a very broad-based subject. Scientists can spend years to discover so many things about embryology. I want to give you a few samples. As you can see, this is human eggs. This is DNA. It is an acid. It is a liquid acid. This is human egg. Every human body has roughly 100 trillion cells. Lot of cells. And Allah mentioned about it, Imran 3, verse number 6, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. Inside the chromosomes are the DNA, by which it differentiates. What does it mean? Allah put all the genetic information like a data bank into the DNA. Like when you are growing in mother's womb, Allah already placed the DNA into the mother's womb. And what does it do? It will identify what will be the color of your hair, what will be the color of your eye, how height you will be, how much sickness you will have. Everything about you is defined into the DNA, like a blueprint. And that's how we grow. We don't even know. Who knows how many hairs, eye hair, eye bruise you have on the left side, on the right side? It is in your DNA. Now scientists say that if you want to write down everything into the DNA, what Allah is describing, all the information about the DNA, it will take 450,000 pages to write down everything Allah described into the DNA. It is a complex helix system. No two DNA can ever be same. Modern day criminal investigation can be traced using the DNA. If some crime happens, FBI, police can come here. If they find any traces, even the door, you have your fingerprints. They can find out how many people entered through this door. Every person's identity will be different. And they can sort out who did the crime. So this is very simple. There are many cases, someone was convicted 25 to 30 years back. Now they find the DNA test that this person was innocent. He was wrongfully convicted. No two DNA can ever be same. Medical science using the DNA is good example, prenatal diagnostics. This is the modern science. And the Quran is helping us. How? Someone has cancer, good example. His father had cancer, he or she, he has cancer, and his children has cancer, will have cancer. Now it is possible to remove those cancerous cells while the child is growing in the mother's womb, and the child will be born cancer-free. This is the modern prenatal diagnostics. Similarly, stem cell research. Many parts of your body has a need of replacement, like heart problem. You have a heart problem, you are looking for another heart. Sometimes you cannot find a donor. You're waiting for years. Now scientists find out that you don't have to replace the whole heart. Most of the time it is your heart valve, two pairs of heart valves, like this. See, this valve is moving. Two pairs of heart on each side. One pair. And that is continuously pumping blood. Most of the time, those heart valve becomes weak. It cannot hold the pressure. It is defective. It needs replacement. Now, it is possible to make your heart valve in the laboratory using your DNA and replace that valve. So you'll have the same valve, same heart with a new pair of valves, and you'll keep going. It's so beautiful, right? It's possible because Allah put all the information into the DNA. It is possible to have a replacement valve. People wait for years, cannot find a heart. But it is easy now to replace. It can be many other parts, it is ongoing, like your kidney, liver, all other parts can have a replacement part down the line because of the DNA information. Similarly, this is the mother. As you can see, she releases egg every month, like that. And on this side, we have a sperm. It can be as many as 3 million, not one or two. We just need one to go into the egg, and egg will be fertilized. And that fertilized egg will travel back. It will take a shelter on the surface of the uterus. That's how each of us did the same thing and keep growing. Allah mentioned about it in Sajda, verse number 8. Sulala, particular word. How it will be fertilized in the mother's womb. That's how you are born. You are grown. And now, when the fetus is on the surface of the uterus, as you can see, it is protected. It is protected so that it is not damaged, because your parts will be damaged. You will be born defective. Allah protected it. There is a particular ayat in the Quran. It's called Zulmatus Salasi. It is the only place in the whole Quran this verse is there. This word. Zulmatus Salasi means there are 3 walls of darkness. There are 3 walls, as you can see. In fact, Professor Keith Moore gave a name. 3 walls has the 3 names. These walls is protecting the fetus, so nothing can go in, the fluid can go in, permeate in, but it cannot come out. And it will protect the fetus. And it will grow like that, years after years, weeks after weeks. Eventually you are delivered on the earth. So body parts, we have many body parts, roughly 200 body parts like this. Each cell is different. Kidney cell, liver cell, heart cell, all cells are different. They have different functions. They get the information from the DNA and grow. Similarly, every part of the body is gradually developed. Good example, this is the heart development. It takes about 40 days to build your heart in your mother's womb. And from that day, it is still pumping. Is it not? Think about it. Have you ever thought about it if it stops? What will happen to you? Allah took 40 days to build your heart. Similarly, it takes about 60 days to make your beautiful face. Have you ever looked at the face and thanked Allah that, oh Allah, give me such a beautiful face, nobody has one. Only I have. Try to appreciate. This is eye development. Every part is developed gradually and then combined together. And this is liquid development. 100% liquid, there are thousands of lines through which blood will continuously flow. So from your head to the toe, the blood is continuously following through those lines. How long are those lines? Scientists estimate the total length of the blood vessels is 24,000 miles. From head to the toe, the total length is 24,000 times, like the circumference of the earth. Now, if it happens anywhere in this whole process, the blood flow slows down, or it is clogged a little bit, you are gone. You are finished. Your history. Go to the ICU in the hospital and see how people are suffering. Fetus first hears, then sees. Scientists say, Allah mentioned about it in many places. I show 3 places. First, the fetus can hear. The eyes is closed, then its eyes open. And Allah mentioned about it, heavy and then hear. Hear and see, hear and see. This is the 23 pairs of chromosomes, as you can see. The mother has XX. Mother chromosomes are same pairs, XX, always XX. The father has 22 pairs XX, only one pair has X and Y. See, this is the Y. It makes a big difference. What difference? The father has XX, father has XY, mother has XX. If the combination is XX, it is a girl. If the combination is XY, it is a boy. You can see. That's how you were born. That's how you came to this earth. So we should benefit most from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That should be our focus. Then what can you do? Allah said everything be, kun fayakun, everything was created. He controls my life and death. We are waiting for our death. When the time comes, we have to go. He is controlling myself. We are at His mercy every moment. Your heart is working, kidney is working, liver is working. So many things are working, functioning properly. So many things we take it for granted. So we should take the challenge. This is my presentation request, that take the challenge to understand Quran. It is not just for reading and kissing Quran and putting in the shelf. It is more than that. Invest your time, invest your children. Make them great scholar so that they can interpret the Quranic verses. It is not that the non-Muslim will find out everything for us and we are reciting and counting rewards. There is more than that. So take the challenge and invest to learn Quran and benefit mankind. People are in the dark. They do not know about Quran. They don't even know why the sun is going around the earth. So it is the information with us, so we should invest and benefit mankind. That was the mission of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was sent as the last messenger and Rahmatul lil Alamin, mercy for the entire universe. It is our job to convey his message. That is why in Islam, if you see all the rewards, highest reward will be given to those people who will be responsible to spread Islam. Ballighu anni walaulaya. Prophet said, if you convey one verse of the Quran, you should, even if you know one verse. You have no excuse. So this is the challenge, and that should be our legacy. When you are living from this earth, what you are living? A couple of $1 million, houses, big bank balance. Leave something which benefit mankind. That should be the challenge, like Imam Bukhari did. This is the masjid, Adam Center. You have some time, I can talk about it a little bit. Is that okay, brother? I need your permission because I want to share with you something. I don't know when I'll come next time, but it is something very educational. This is called Adam Center in Virginia, Sterling. This masjid is #1 masjid in America. I want to see every masjid be like that. What that masjid does, that masjid door never closes. They have programs after every salat. After Fajr, there is a program. After Zohar, there is senators are coming. After Asr, congressmen are coming. After Maghrib, church children are coming. They want to learn about Islam. It is open 24/7. That should be the masjid of our every masjid. Like the Prophet's masjid was open 24/7. We did not have a door even. Masjid is not just to pray 5 times. We can pray anywhere. We don't even need a masjid to pray. Masjid should be open business to give dawah to the people who do not know about Islam. Look at the around us. They are not Muslim. They do not know about Islam. They even have bad information about us. Because you are not sharing the valuable information which we have. We are holding that information. To make your group, keep your masjid alive, and share the information to propagate Islam, even if you know one verse of the Quran. And these are some of the programs you can do. Cross-train each other, give dawah, learn dawah, valuable information. That's how we have, I met over in that masjid, the people from Pentagon. And you know what they say? They say, can you make a Quran easy to understand? I said, what's wrong with that? He said, your English is broken. Your words are uncommon. It was a surprise to me because I used to carry a dictionary to understand the meaning of the Quranic verses. Not anymore. And they say that if you can make easy one, I promise them that I will work with you and find out when it is easy to understand to you, then I will distribute to other people. So this is the Quran we have. Not uncommon words. We English names of the prophets. You can see it is a very good composition. All the numbers are numerically organized. All the verses are organized. 25 prophets mention Allah in the Quran. All names are English names. I'm going quickly. As you can see there, this is the picture they show how the connection from Abraham to Moses to Jesus to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They do not know. They thought we are from Middle East. We are different religion. We are outsiders. We do not belong here. In Washington, there is a, what you call, a statue of the Prophet inside their building. They put it to connect Islam with other religion. You should go and see that thing. So these are examples that how people can see the connection. And there are verses, they have quotations. As you can see, one quotation, second quotation. There are many places. Many Quran doesn't have those verses and quotations. It is grammatically not correct. So you have to do this in a correct way. As you can see, there is a quotation. This is the first quotation. This is the second quotation, Surah Kafir. I have not seen those things until that people wake up. He said, our employees, our people from Afghanistan, from Iraq, they come and return the Quran. They say, no, it is very hard, very difficult, grammatically not correct. I have no excuse. So there are quotations which has to be corrected. Also there are continuation, one verse to the other verse. Anywhere there is a full stop at the end of the sentence, it is stops. And next verse with a uppercase. If it is a comma, it is a lowercase. Many Quran doesn't have it. Allah didn't full stop everywhere. And there are 25 prophets mentioned, as you mentioned, who lived where they travel. All these things are mapped in a map, educational map, as you can see. And all these informations are added. That's what they wanted. They said, show that what was the mission of your prophet. He said, we only know he married so many times. Do you have any answer for that? Because we didn't explain to them what is the purpose of Prophet Muhammad's mission. They don't even know. They thought that he's some Arabic leader from Middle East or somewhere. So those things we sorted out, like a table, year, what activities, and his age. Major events, what actually he accomplished, what he did, why he traveled. Anything bold means he traveled 27 times. These are the two books, very useful. Prophets of the Quran, Atlas of the Quran. It has all the scientific information, travel, all those information. He traveled, he reached out to the kings and rulers of different countries. You see, they did not even know these things. These two books has those information. He reached out to the different kings and rulers of different countries because he was a universal prophet. All the way, even he sent his Sahaba all the way to Rome to spread the message of Islam. So these are the summary of that table, which describes what he accomplished every year of his life. These are educational and they like it, they use it. And this is like Surah Fatiha. It has no other explanation. Any word in the bracket is added to clarify. We have a jail dawah, we spread this Quran in the jail across the country. There are many Muslims in the jail, they don't have Quran. We need to reach out to them. They became Muslim in the jail. So we have different categories who are Muslim, who are not Muslim, who learned about Islam a little bit, how they can learn more. So these are the easy way to difficult way. Email, jail, street dawah, hospital, church, university, everywhere. Everywhere there is a need of Quran. Just to give an example, this is, you are born here, you will die here. As soon as you die, everything stops. You cannot pray, you cannot fast, you cannot hajj, you cannot read Quran. Everything you're waiting for the day of judgment. But if you do the work of dawah, spreading Islam, you have the opportunity to do dawah anywhere you want. I just traveled from Houston to here. In the plane, one guy was sitting with the family, children, and you know what his name is? His name is Omar. He's Spanish. Omar is a popular name in Spanish language. There are over 5,000 words in Spanish. Spanish people think that their forefathers were Muslim. And we keep talking about Islam, and he was interested to take Shahada. So I said, okay, wait. He live in Houston. I said, I'll meet you later. I gave my business card and follow up. So you have an opportunity everywhere. You can do the same dawah. See, if you do the work of dawah, your rewards will multiply. Even if you die, your good deeds will continue to grow. Your investment, your rewards. $1 versus unlimited dollar. Which one is better? One of my friends used to live in New Jersey. So he got a job in San Diego. So he traveled, moved over there. I said, why in the world you moved over there, leaving your community, Muslims, masjid, so many things are there in New Jersey. He said, you know why? Because I got 10% raise. For 10% raise, people can change jobs, location. How about millions, sometimes more? If you die now, you will have $1. But if you do the work of dawah, it will be unlimited. You put a price tag. Think about Imam Bukhari. He collected hadith. He could not finish job. He collected 600,000 hadith. Samarkand, Bukhara. He died over there. His grave is over there. I visited his grave. His student was Imam Muslim. Whatever he could not verify, Muslim verified. That's why most of these hadiths, you will see it is called Bukhari and Muslim. So if you do the work of dawah, spreading Islam, it can be many places, as I mentioned, as I showed you. Your good deeds will grow continuously forever. This is a chart, I give it to people who do not know about Allah. Allah says in the Quran, "Nahnu akrabu ilayhi min hablil warid." Allah says, I'm closer to you than your jugular vein on your neck. And these are scientific data, as you can see. The Prophet traveled 7 skies, all the way to Arsh of Allah, and he returned. So this is educational. There is a YouTube. You can get a copy, or I'll leave copy here. You can make a copy, put in the masjid, put it in your website, put it in your workshop, put it in your house, everywhere. To educate people about Allah. People worshipping cows and dogs. They do not know Allah. You are holding that information. How long you'll be holding and busy with your activities? There is a two path. One is hell, one is heaven. There is no other path. And if you go to the heaven, you have a better choice. You can be the neighbor of the Prophet. You can see Allah, and Allah will even assure you that you can live in the heaven forever. This is waiting for you. Women's rights are very powerful tool. We have a book, it's called What Every Woman Should Know. 4 out of 5 converts in America are women. They find the beauty of Islam. They are not waiting for our dawah. Beauty of Islam from Google search, from coming in contact with some Muslim friends in the school or here and there, and they took Shahada, they became Muslim. And it has the rights of women. It's so beautifully defined. We don't even know the Muslims' rights, women's rights. We should know about it. We can compare it and show them the values so they can benefit from it. Similarly, population summary, it is growing, fastest growing religion. All these things are there. We have about 100 presentations. If you can organize, we'll come again and share with you. We have books like that, comparative religion books. These are the 3 Quran, English, Spanish, and French. We distribute worldwide. Pentagon even likes it. They recommend it. They use it. And I supply to Pentagon now. They are my user. One of them is Washington, D.C. This is Fort Bragg, North Carolina. This is Fort Campbell, Tennessee. They use this Quran, distribute to their employees, whoever needs it, whoever requests it. And it is everywhere. I have 50 centers all over America where you distribute this Quran. So you can take charge. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It has already been invented. You can see some copies outside. You check it yourself. And you can zoom on that QR code. If you can sell your cell phone, zoom and download the whole Quran. You don't have to get copies. You can zoom and get the soft copy in your cell phone, and you can zoom it bigger and smaller and read it in your comfort time. For the jail, it is important because they don't have access to telephone or all these things, so we supply them physically. This girl, as you can see, she took Shahada in San Diego. Street Dawah. She came to the door. We have table in many places where you display Quran, and she took Shahada. These are the places, jail, online class. We have some organizations, they do online class, we supply them. Pentagon, public library, university, every place, there is a need for Quran. And I have 7 presentations, 7 training programs. If you can be a presenter, comparative religion, teamwork, time compressor, you can compress your time and do much more. long life, effective communication, Dawa workshop. These are valuable information. We can train you. Keep your masjid open 24/7. I will come and train all of you. Anything you want to know, and do it correctly. Jazakallah khair. Any question? Just to show you that this is the ambassador of Indonesia in Houston. He was the ambassador, Omar. He was my close friend. When he went back after 3 years, I gave him 1,000 copies, and he took it over there. I said, distribute to the universities, ministries, and libraries. And he's doing it over there. So there is opportunity everywhere. You can take charge, you can benefit most. Best reward, Allah will give it to you in person, in the heaven. Or you can wait until death, do nothing. Or you can take charge. Just like, okay, my life is different. I'm not going to do business as usual anymore. I have so much opportunity waiting for me. Why should I settle for something less? For 10%, if a person can move from coast to coast for a job, why cannot I do much better than that? The options are there. You can do right from here. Such a beautiful masjid. Make it active. Make it alive. Make it fruitful. If you have $1 million business, will you keep it closed? You will shut down. You will be bankrupt overnight. This masjid has a potential for so much. Why are you settling for less? You are such a good engineer, doctor. You are doing so many good things. Ask yourself, how much of your talents are being used for the welfare of Islam? What is your contribution? You did so many things. So many things you are doing in your office, in your hospital, or anywhere. But how much of your talents are being used for the welfare of Islam? Ask yourself. You have the opportunity before you leave. Jazakallah khair. And we are trying to print more Quran. If you want to participate, you can do that. We have a need about this kind of numbers. It's a low quality Quran, low cost. We supply to the jail, across the country, everywhere. Any question? Yes. I know I took a lot of time because it is Friday and. Huh? Yeah, you can contact information. We have organization 50C3, Final Revelation. These are our contact number, WhatsApp. If you call, we will answer in the second moment. No excuse. That should be, your phone should be always on. So give dawah. And there are a lot of opportunities everywhere. Carry Quran in your car. You meet somebody, I forgot to give you some information. I have some business cards. Yes, just a minute. I forgot to. I want to give you this card. When you talk with someone about Islam, how do you start talking? You just don't start talking Islam. You say, that is your religion. I have nothing to do. Give them this business card. It has information, and that's how we can interact. So please share with others. And you can use your own card with this information and start talking with people. Yes, any other question? Yes, brother. Ibrahim alayhi salam? Message is that from Adam, first person.
Nowadays, actually, now people actually talking about Abraham religion, and this has a trend now. They would like actually to replace whatever actually religious now, this would be one religion only, Abraham religion. What do you say about that?
I agree. What I'm saying here, my presentation of this chart shows that Abraham is the forefather of these three religions. Moses, Jesus, and Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came from the progeny of the Prophet Abraham. Whether you politicize, that is different. But they are connected. That is my message. That if you believe in, actually as a Muslim, I am not a Muslim if I do not believe in other prophets, which are mentioned in the Quran, 25 of them. Even Jesus, Moses, right? They are from Abraham. So that is my message. So if you believe in Jesus, you should take this card and accept the truth and become Muslim. That is my message. Maybe you can give a card. So we are not talking politics here. We are talking about the truth. Ibrahim alayhi salam is the forefather of this religion. And that is a fact. As a Muslim, I must believe that thing. We should believe that these three prophets came from Abraham alayhi salam. People can say whatever they want. That's what I'm saying. You should tell him that if you accept Abraham, if you are a Christian, if you, huh? Okay, then you should accept Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is my message. That if you, like if you have your son, if you believe in your son, then you're connected as a father, right? Same thing we are saying that Abraham is the forefather of this religion. There's no doubt about it, right? So if you are a good Christian, you should be a good Muslim. Because whatever Jesus received, Allah gave them latest version of the message from the same creator, who is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That should be our message. We do not deny that thing. No, because Islam is the final religion. So, you have a book, if you have a 5th edition and then a 6th edition, which one you will pick? 6th edition. So if you believe in Jesus, if you believe in Moses, if you believe in Torah and Hindu script or Bible, then you should accept Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the final messenger and Quran. There is no dispute about it. So if we see in this card, if you have a house built old and you want to repair it, you have to go by the current code. If you use the old code, it will not be accepted. You cannot. It is a violation. If the police stop you and you give your expired driver's license, will he accept? Why not? It is the same name, same date of birth. Because it is not current, it is expired. Same thing about any religion, they are expired. I am not disputing any religion. But I am saying if you are believing Abraham, Moses, Jesus, then you should accept Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You should check it out. I have to check it out for myself and you should check it out for yourself. That should be our message. We are not disputing with anybody. That should be the message. What politics does, that is different. But if somebody says, Jesus, say, I have business with you, you are connected. If you believe in Jesus, you must believe in Muhammad. There is no dispute about it. So this should be our challenge, because we are not talking to them. We are not sharing information. People do not know. People think that Nauzibullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is from Middle Eastern leader or something. Yes, brother.
Thank you very much for your report. I learned a lot. Very nice.
So everybody got the card?
Yes.